In this video, I'm going to give you the exact blueprint that I personally use to take two of my own companies to consistent 100K months. Now, there's essentially 5 things you need to know and one major mistake to avoid. And stick until the end because this mistake I'm going to share with you is something that's cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars. And if you pay attention and stick until the end, you'll be able to hear it and bypass it faster than I did. So first things first, you need to understand the 5 principles you must know and acquire to hit consistent 100K months. In this video, I'm going to share with you not just how to hit 100K months, but more importantly, how to hit it consistently. Because a lot of times when people hit their 100K month, they go out and celebrate and then it's just a fluke and then they go back down to their 50, 60 or 70K month or wherever it may be. But in this video, I'm going to show you how to hit it with consistency. So first things first, number 1 is you need to have a clear direction of where you want to go. This might otherwise be known as your goals. Is this a lifestyle business? Is this a business you want to grow and you want to build a team? Or is just maybe just like some sort of side gig that you're building up to stack a little bit of cash so you can go invest into real estate or something along the lines of that? Do you want to sell this business? Whatever this is, you need to understand what the entire purpose of you doing this is, because a lot of times I find that coaches, consultants, people in the online space get into this, but they don't really understand what they actually want. And once you really fully understand what you want, it's going to change a lot of the ways that you grow this type of business and the effort that you put in. And I know that this might seem like one of those very small little minute things, but I promise you this is probably one of the most important things that you have to define and accept to move forward inside your business before we move on to the next ones. Number 2, getting a little bit more practical with you is one offer, one industry, and one avatar. Get this 100% dialed in. One of the biggest mistakes I see a lot of coaches and consultants make is they think they have to have all these different offers. They think they have to work with all these different type of people. And I'm here to tell you that the way that I built my previous company, my current company to 100K months is by having one avatar with one offer and one industry. A lot of this kind of comes into having focus, but more importantly, this is just understanding your ideal avatar. Because once you think about it, if you were to work with 2 different industries, let's say hypothetically, one, you are a weight loss coach, and then the next thing is you're a mindset coach, right? They go hand in hand, but the avatars might be different. And instead of trying to just understand all you can about that one industry, you're dividing up your time. And that's where your focus gets derailed, where you need to just be able to focus on one industry, figure out all their pain, their problems, what keeps them up at night, and be able to build your marketing around that. And this is where a lot of people mess up. And the same thing that goes with your offer too. If you're trying too many different offers, people in your audience are going to get confused on what you actually offer. It's really important that you just narrow this down and stay specific. What I tell my clients is you should have one offer and one industry and one avatar until you hit 100K months, 3 months in a row. Now, coming in number 3, and this is my personal favorite. If you watch any of my Instagram videos or any of my other videos that I put out, I always talk about this, and it is tracking everything. Track your KPIs. A lot of times business owners come to me and they're trying to grow, and I'm starting to ask questions, trying to get some data, and they don't have anything tracked. If you don't have anything tracked, you can't make the right decisions. Think about it. It's like you hop in a plane and the pilot asks where you want to go, and you say, hey, well, I'm in Tampa right now, but I would like to go to Madrid in Europe. And the pilot says, okay, no worries, let's send it. And the pilot starts flying, and you notice he might be going the opposite direction. And you're like, hey man, where are we going? Like, do you know how to get there? Do you have the coordinates? Do you know like what's going on? He's like, oh, well, no, you just told me you want to go to Madrid. So I figured I would just go one way and see if we get there. That's how most people are running their business. You need to track everything. Start with your KPIs, your cost per lead or your cost per message if you're doing what we do, your cost per booked appointment, your cost per shown appointment, your cost per close. Those are like 4 main things that you can start right away. There's a lot of other things, but just start with something and you can always build on it. And that kind of goes into the next part of this tracking is you need to track your actual client success. A lot of people start their business and they want their clients to have good results, but they're not tracking their client results. And if you're not tracking it, yeah, that might work for like the first 5 or 10 clients that you bring on board. But at the point of this video, we have over 250 coaches and consultants in our business. You think that if we weren't tracking that our clients would be getting results and sharing the ones that they're sharing? No, because we have to have that type of data. And we make all of our clients send an end of week report to us so we can stay on track for them and make sure that we're making the right decisions with them. The other thing thing is track your margins, your business profit. Get a report from your accountant, or if you don't have an accountant, sign up with QuickBooks and start getting this type of data, because if you are running a business, but you're consistently hitting negative months over and over and over again, but you only focus on just the income coming in, you're not going to be able to grow. And this one I'm speaking directly on experience. I remember when I first started my agency about 4 or 5 years ago, I remember just focusing in on the money coming in. Every time I'd make a sale, I'd be like, oh man, I had a $2,000 sale, I'm $2,000 richer. But I didn't keep in fact that I had cost of goods sold, meaning I had to put money aside for running ads, or I had team members, or I had to pay a percentage out to the closer. And in reality, that business model that we originally had before, our margins were so low that the business ended up just crashing and crumbling because we weren't managing cash flow the right way. And this is one of those things where, you live and you learn by experience and you don't make that mistake again. So it's important that whatever business model you're in, or whatever it is that you're focused on tracking every single thing that you possibly can. Because even if you don't think you need it, I promise you do, because this will lead into number 4, which is making decisions based off of logic rather than emotion. A lot of business owners, as I was talking about kind of with the pilot example earlier, they make their decisions based off of how they're feeling and not making the right decisions. Because if you're not tracking your numbers, you're not going to be able to make accurate decisions inside your business. So for example, if you come to me and you're one of my clients and you're like, hey man, I'm wanting to scale, and I'm like, all right, cool. So what's your cost per acquisition right now? And you tell me it's $800. Cool. What's your cost per booked appointment? You tell me it's $150. Cool, man. Well, in order to scale, if you want to close every single day, you need to bump your ad spend up from wherever you're at right now up to $800 a day, because your cost per acquisition is $800, meaning every time you spend $800, you make a sale. And if your sale is, let's say hypothetically, it's $5,000 is the cash that you collect. Well, how many times are you going to spend $800 to make $5,000? The answer is as many times as you possibly can. And this is where a lot of people mess up, is they just don't know how to make the right decisions. And they try to make it off of emotion, because they might see it might be like a week or so where sales are slow, which it happens all the time. I mean, if you really think about sales, it's a roller coaster. And a lot of people can't ride that roller coaster because they don't see the right type of data in front of them. And then they're kind of down here and they decide to make a decision. Maybe they turn off the ads or they try something completely different, even though based off the KPIs, they're about to be able to just hit blast off. But a lot of times people make that decision based off of their emotion rather than just logic. Now, coming into number 5, which is probably one of the most important things when it comes to your business, is your clients. Your clients are your profit. Dial in client delivery. Do whatever you can. Spend as much time as you need to make sure that your clients are getting results, because at the end of the day, you could close everybody in the world, but if you can't deliver for your clients, you have no business. And I see this a lot of times where people just get very eager to grow their business that they forget to focus on the main thing that's actually going to grow. Because think about it, if you have good clients, you're getting good results, it's going to help the program sell better itself by just like that. And then also you get a lot of referrals too. So if you have clients getting amazing results, you can reach out to them and be like, hey Johnny, I love seeing your progress here. Why don't you connect me with 2 of your friends that you think would be a good fit? And in return, I'll give you X% for cash collected, whatever it is. Like figure out something juicy with them. But that's an easy way just to grow based off of clients. But that's not even the main thing, is because if you don't have results for your clients, you can't grow. I've had a client in the past, about a year ago or so, who came to me and he was really good at sales, but he didn't care about his client results. And that's what I told him. We had an hour-long conversation. I was like, hey man, you can learn all the marketing tactics in the world, you can learn how to grow a business and everything like that, but if you can't care about your clients, it's not ethical to be running a business like that in the first place, right? That's why you're getting that bad juju in the world, is because you're taking people's money, but you're not even caring about delivering. And that's the sad world that we live in. A lot of people kind of think like that. I think the internet space is getting better and better and better, but I really think that comes with a lot of experience. So this is just a heads up, if you're thinking about investing in someone's course or program or anything like that, always just do a little bit of due diligence on their client results, and also just ask them hey, how thrilled are you about this industry? Do you really get excited about what you do here? And I can say that's something from me and my own personal story is I was running a agency for a while and we pivoted a couple of times, but the last year that we were in the agency, we were running ads for solar owners. Don't get me wrong, the money was good, but I wasn't fulfilled by running ads for solar experts, and that all led to this big burnout period that I had that I talked about in some of my previous videos where everything crashed and crumbled, and I made the decision to just stop everything and figure out what I actually wanted to do. And that's where I got into the coaching coaches and consultants online, because that's what I've always wanted to do. Those are my favorite type of people to work with, and I really feel fulfilled from this. And that's what you want to find from somebody when you're investing in them. And what you need to find inside your own business is, if you're just doing it for the money, at first, that's part of the progress. You have to build money to grow a business, right? But you also have to be fulfilled and like with the work that you do. So I think this is a big one where it's not like a direct type of thing, but you have to go internally to see where you're at. Here's the other thing. If you don't like what you do, you have two options. You either find something that you like to do, or you hire somebody that really loves what they do and that loves this part of the business that they can help you grow it. Now, I promised at the beginning of this video that I was going to share the biggest mistake with you. And that biggest mistake is a 5-letter word called focus. When things are tough, focus and become better. Most of the time, people get upset when things aren't working the right way, and you need to change that perspective to say, okay, cool, things aren't working the right way. Now I've learned another way to make this better, and start embracing problems and challenges in your business, because the faster you can get more problems and challenges, the faster your business is going to grow. Now, the next thing with this is with the focus is like, when you fail, embrace it. Like, just learn from it and get better. Like, change your mindset and change your opportunities with this, because once you actually flip the switch, you start embracing failure. And when you embrace failure, you just learn new things faster and faster, which goes into the next part of focus is you really need to be dialed 100% in on what you're doing. When new opportunities come up, say no. I can't stress this enough. If you are building your business, have that one offer in the one industry and say no to everything else, because it's going to distract you from the time. And you might not think about it right now, but here's a perfect example. I'll give you 2 examples. A couple years ago, before I shut down my agency, I was doing a little bit of coaching on the side with agency. I had a guy come to me and was like, hey man, I will pay you $25,000 upfront to help me build an agency of my own, but I want you to do it all for me. And at the time I was like, well, this sounds cool. It can't be that much work, because I was already teaching a bunch of other people. I ended up taking the opportunity, and don't get me wrong, the cash was good, but I was basically a slave, and I had to put more time and energy into this guy's business than I could in my own business, because I didn't have the systems to do it the right way. And that's what I want you to think about, because I've recently had somebody say something like this. It was a completely different offer than what I'm even doing right now. And they offered me, it was like another $25K pay in full to do something with them and go in business with them on this opportunity where it could have made a lot of money, but my focus would be derailed from what I'm currently doing. And my biggest ROI right now is just having the right mental space inside my own business. And that's what I want to share with you too, is if it's not coherent with exactly what you're doing, say no. Say no to all opportunity that does not get you to where your goals are, because the first thing we talked about is figuring out what you actually want. And if you can figure that out, the rest of this is going to go into play, because then you can focus on making sure that that's exactly every task that you do, everything that you do is getting you closer to that end goal. Now, I hope you found value in this video. I shared a lot of personal stories that hopefully gave you the point across. And I want you to know that in business, as long as you just keep going, you keep failing, you're going to learn faster and you're going to grow faster than the average person. So remember, just keep going, stay focused. If you like this video, you found value in it, do me a solid down below, hit that like button, hit subscribe. We're posting every single week, and we're going to be dropping more value for you.